the presence of light itself, or the presence of that inner harmony, inner peace, already acts as dissolution of conflict. But if I to understand your question in terms of what do we do when we are, if I understood you correctly, in the process, right, towards that inner peace, when we don't feel that we're embodying that peace fully, is that what you meant?
We embody. I'm peace where someone, and a soldier comes up with a knife to rape me.
Okay, so it's a concrete example.
Can I?
I understood.
I can't stop him with this aura of peace and beauty.
Okay, no, this is a much more concrete example. I thought you were asking in the more general terms. Sure, yes, absolutely.
La contestación de Igor ha sido que la presencia de paz, cuando hay ausencia de conflicto en uno mismo, los problemas se disuelven. Se menciona en los sutras de Patanjali, bien, y lo más cerca que estamos a esa paz interior, menos hace falta hacer. Y pone como ejemplo que cuando se enciende la luz, la oscuridad se desvanece por sí sola, ¿no? Ella ha comentado, también ha puesto un ejemplo muy concreto, como diciendo, bueno, a ver, él ha querido, ok, empiezo de nuevo.
Si estoy tranquila
sí,
por mí mismo.
Sí.
Y me viene uno con un machete para raptarme. ¿Cómo puedo guardar este paz o influir él?
Sure. Yes, well, the answer to that is that you do whatever you have to do, to protect yourself, to protect your integrity. It's all very well to speak of, all this, but when we come up with examples like that, right, is that we shouldn't forget that there are very subtle energies involved, very subtle energies. For instance, this is hypothetically just saying that what do I do? Because the example you gave, it's quite a graphic example of being violently attacked. And let's say, you as a peace-embodying, peace-loving creature do not like conflict. So what do you do? But my answer is that first of all, when we come close to peace within, we already neutralize the possibility of events like that. The possibility of the conflict. This is what it's called invincibility in a true essence. There is even a word in Sanskrit, dhruvam. You can almost chant it as a mantra. Dhruvam. Invincibility, invincible. What is the essence of that word? It's to avert the danger that has not even arisen. That's what the true definition of peace. The true definition of peace is not being able to disarm someone who is attacking you. The true definition of peace is to create the possibilities whereby that what is within is projected at all times. Every situation, and now speaking some of them very, very quintessentially karmic, connections that we all share, is that anything that we experience on the outside is somehow projected. Maybe it was projecting from much, much further away, in the past, I don't know. So for that reason, I understand your question. It's a very valid question, because when, some people might completely take it for, okay, I'm being mugged on the street, I stand there, give all my possessions, undress, and walk away naked. Or what do you do, for instance, when you are, which is even more tricky question, what do you do when you're witnessing violence? When you're not being violated, but you're witnessing someone being violated in your presence.
Yes, what do you do?
Yes, exactly. I'm asking now you. I mean, like, you know. So.
Okay, just a brief. Bueno, tienes que, la respuesta de Igor es que haces lo que tengas que hacer para proteger tu integridad. Pero no debemos perder de vista el hecho de que existen energías muy sutiles que están involucradas. Tú has puesto un ejemplo muy gráfico y yo te diría que cuando realmente estamos en una paz, incluso evitamos el que sucedan estos acontecimientos. Existe una palabra en sánscrito que es dhruvan, que es la capacidad de evitar los peligros antes de que hayan acontecido. La paz significa también crear la posibilidad de esa paz en cada situación. También debemos tener en cuenta que cualquier experiencia exterior es algo que proyectamos. Tu pregunta es muy real, e incluso se me ocurre otra, que ¿qué hacemos cuando somos testigos de la violencia sobre otra persona, cuando vemos a otra persona abusada, por ejemplo?
Right now we live in the time of a literally qualitative shift in consciousness, qualitative shift in awareness. Otherwise this event wouldn't have taken place. And events like that are taking place all over the world. There's a lot of teachers, a lot of people who have woken up to their reality, to their essence, and they all speak from that plane. Whatever that plane of realization there has been achieved, and whatever plane of realization they embody, they speak from that platform. So that I'm not suggesting that we should try. I'm saying that is our essential reason for being here. It's very different. It's very different, like, oh, we have an option. We have an option, and therefore I might explore that option. I'm saying we don't have an option. I'm saying it's much more urgent than it seems, and with no with no sort of sense of fear or what have you. It's the matter of time. It's like time has come when we're all undergoing this change. We're undergoing that change because the planet itself waking up. It's another big theme. Perhaps we can address it some other time. We're only reverberating with the higher frequencies of the awakening planet itself. And that's what I'm talking about. We don't have a choice. We have to go with it. Because the frequency, the whole vibration becomes much more refined. We can no longer live on the plane that we've been satisfied with for too long. And going back quickly to the situation of the peace, there's two things that I want to bring up to our awareness. Is that, first of all, it's very important that we know that our thought is exceptionally potent. Our thought is exceptionally potent, exceptionally charged. So even to imagining ourselves of being put in such situation has this degree where it can backfire, you know? It's like wholesome thoughts produced wholesome situations. Of course, sometimes we are faced with situations that we did not desire, perhaps not consciously desired. Now, if you believe in karma, maybe certainly not desired in this life, yet we are placed in that situation when we've been violated on whatever level. It doesn't have to be gun to the head. You know, sometimes the situations are worse than that, you know, than gun to the head. Yet what do we do with, you know? So what I'm saying is here, first of all, avoid the danger already within. Avoid the danger of the negative thought itself. Once we are established in that state, that we know that we're not even that body, we're not even affected to what is happening to this body, you know, because spirit is essentially uncreated, and we are that at all times. that gives tremendous degree of quietude and fearlessness. So this is how I would just we don't even think of a potential problematic situations we want to put ourselves, let alone facing someone with the gun. What for? Why don't we think of a beautiful situation? No, why don't we turn it around? I don't know. Archangel Gabriel came down and just delivered some beautiful news of some kind of wonderful events in our life. I just want to impress you on that thought itself creates situations we find ourselves in. Even if we sometimes forget that, and thinking goes on its own, yet we project that. Every situation we experience are somehow have been projected. It's extremely subtle, but it's good to know, because then we become much more responsible in terms of what we invite in our life, what situations we invite. And secondly, once we faced something that, let's say, if we all agree, that by the stroke of fate we have to deal with, just deal as you will at that given moment,
Con respecto a aquellas sociedades en las que efectivamente aquí había una serie de seres que eran la representación de la sabiduría, ciertamente hoy en día hay muchísima más gente que está en ese estado de despertar, que conocen su naturaleza en los diferentes grados que pudiera ser, y que reconocen el motivo esencial por el que estamos aquí. En realidad no tenemos ninguna opción, porque el despertar es algo muy urgente, mucho más de lo que nos damos cuenta. En todo el mundo se está dando este cambio, el planeta está despertando y no tenemos otra opción, no tenemos elección, no podemos seguir viviendo de una manera que ya no está en sintonía con la nueva realidad del mundo. Respondiendo a Rafa en el tema de la paz, es importante saber que nuestro pensamiento es excepcionalmente poderoso. Incluso la imaginación puede jugarnos una mala pasada, inadvertida. Ciertamente a veces nos podemos encontrar en una situación en la que nos sentimos violentados. Otra vez repite la capacidad que tenemos de evitar el peligro mediante el pensamiento mismo, y que si a pesar de todo nos encontramos en una situación en la que nos sentimos violentados, respondemos como respondemos en ese momento. O sea, tenemos que responder para protegernos, y cada uno actuará desde su lugar, cada uno encontrará la manera de resolver ese conflicto. Pero es cierto que una vez que uno está establecido en el conocimiento de su naturaleza auténtica, que ya no se identifica con el cuerpo, que está establecido en esa quietud y en ese no tener miedo, ni siquiera lo pensamos, no tenemos ese tipo de pensamientos de miedo, no tenemos pensamientos que puedan crear ese tipo de acontecimientos. Y también es importante que tengamos en cuenta que nuestra experiencia se proyecta en el exterior, y entender eso hace que que nos demos cuenta de nuestra responsabilidad. Pero bueno, si la vida nos presenta con una situación violenta, pues respondemos a ella.
Muy bien.